Hello everybody, welcome to Gertie and Bab's Test Kitchen. It is the 4th week of April here in North Carolina, so that means Picklefest. Today we're going to do a simple hot pickle recipe, 2 ingredients. In fact, it's actually going to take you longer to watch this video than it'll be to produce the actual recipe itself. All right? Hot pickles are affectionately dubbed pickle me up, super versatile. So many uses, purposes, things like Bloody Marys, Nashville hot chicken, use them in a spicy pickle dip. Even toss them in flour and fry them up for sort of that killer, cool, spicy, tart fried pickle recipe. A little bit of ranch dressing on the side or some horseradish sauce. Your friends are going to love it. Another cool part of this recipe, what I call happy byproducts. You're going to have some leftover pickle juice. You're going to have, once the pickles are out of the mixture, you're going to have a cool mixture of hot sauce and pickle juice as well. Killer thing. Marinate some chicken, the leftover mixture, a little bit of buttermilk. Toss in flour, you've got yourself sort of that awesome southern chicken sandwich that we eat about 3 times a week here. With that, let's make some spicy pickles. Probably some necessary and optional tools that you can use here. I recommend a bowl, especially if you're going to strain out that liquid and keep it. Also, you can use some of that pickle juice to sort of mellow out the recipe if it's too spicy, or if you want it a little thinner, or for whatever reason you want to save that pickle juice. So strainer, bowl, another optional, I'd say this is more optional, but canning funnel, if you've got one, is going to help you get those pickles back in the jar after the fact, once the straining process is over with. Don't have one of these, grab yourself a pair of tongs, grab yourself a pair of gloves, whatever you can use, get those strained pickles back into the jar so we can go to the second step of the recipe. Wooden spoon, I like this. I'm gentle with it. I'm pushing down on the pickles, or also if you've got a muddler, you want to give it a little heavier push, you can use that too. But I would say wooden spoon, strainer, bowl, jar of pickles, jar of hot sauce, pretty much all you need to make this one happen. All right. With that, so let's get started. So first thing, we're going to open the pickles up. Just give them a little dump, right? So what our goal is here, just strain out as much liquid as possible and sort of replace it with that hot sauce. All right. Oh, if you lose one, just sort of turn your head to the side and put it back, so make sure nobody's watching. All right. So we're strained. Couple of good shakes here, probably fairly close to what we want it to be. All right, strainer back into the jar, and just replace the pickles back to where they came from. All right, perfect. So set this aside in case I need it later. Sort of finish the job. Like I said, I'm a wooden spoon guy, so I'm going to use the wooden spoon, just sort of gently get the pickles back in the jar. Step number 2, add the hot sauce. Like I said, 2 steps, very easy, simple recipe to complete, very little bit of time. All right, so hot sauce. We're obviously using our Gertie and Bab's South of Buffalo hot sauce. 4 ingredients: vinegar, cayenne pepper, garlic, salt. We make this about 4 months out of the year. No thickeners, no glutens, no MOs or GMOs or whatever they're calling these days. Just keep it simple. People like it. Oh, that smells good. So basically what we're trying to do here is we just want to get the liquid into the jar till it gets about 2/3 of the height of the pickles. And sort of, get in there with your wooden spoon, sort of scrape around the sides. Once you've got that done, just check and see where we're at. So probably can get a little lower down in here with that juice. Yeah, that's perfect. All right. So there we are. So I went a little heavier than 2/3 to get started here, but the basic idea here, you really just want to cover the pickles. The idea is we're not making pickle hot sauce here. We are just making a spicy pickle. So there's your final look there. Notice you see every pickle on the top sort of stands alone with sort of like a little bit of a river of hot sauce in between. If you need to, take it, give it a little shake. Try to get all those ingredients down to the bottom. I like to get back in there, give it a little push again. All right, just keep those submerged. And again, take this time to see where you're at. It looks like we can add a little bit more liquid to it. So I'm gonna add a tiny bit more. The cool part about this recipe is, hot sauce is expensive these days. We've only used that much hot sauce to make this batch, and I assure you, you'll have these pickles and be enjoying them for a little bit of a while. So, all right. So there we go. So we're going to throw the lid back on. Now here's the hardest part. Today, these will be good. Tomorrow, they'll be pretty darn good. By the following day, so give it a good 48 hours, you'll start to see a nice little chemical reaction to these pickles that sort of causes that hot sauce to take on a velvety consistency and really sort of envelop the hot sauce in them. When you pull them out, the hot sauce isn't going to escape right off. It's going to stay on there. You're going to be able to eat that. It's going to be fun. All right. My advice here, you use all the pickles. Like I said, you've got that leftover pickle hot sauce, leftover pickle juice. Give everything about a 30 to 45 day shelf life before you kind of want to start looking at discarding that stuff. Always give it a smell, give it a look. Any molds or things like that, really, there's so much acetic acid right now, we shouldn't see any of that happen. All right? Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Gertie and Babs Test Kitchen, Instagram, Facebook. Send us an email. Check out our website, www.gertieandbabs.com. And thank you for watching. Happy Picklefest.